Hey guys, if you click that button today in that link, you're wanting to have my tips for you when you're buying a home and what the 5 major negotiation topics are when you're actually writing a contract for a home. So stay tuned to the end. Make sure you get all of these tips to help you out when you're actually writing your contract to purchase your next home. Hi guys, my name is James Dean with James Dean Mountain Real Estate Team, and I just want to make sure that if you haven't done so already, that you click that subscribe button and hit that little notification bell down there so that you get all of my tips, all of my community spotlights, all of my community or my neighborhood watches where I go out and I show you different neighborhoods and views of different places here in the Pikes Peak region of Woodland Park specifically. I am one of the agents out here that loves getting out there. I love showing people and educating people, and you can see that with my video series that I've got here on YouTube. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification bell. And if you've got questions for me, do not hesitate to give me a call. I've got folks calling me day and night all of the time, asking me questions and using me to help represent them while they're looking to buy up here in the Pikes Peak region. So don't hesitate to give me a call at 719-304-9772. You can shoot me a text at that as well, or shoot me an email at james.dean@kw.com. I would love to help you and answer any questions that you have about moving here to the Pikes Peak region, because I am your neighborhood real estate agent out here in the Woodland Park area. Okay guys, today we're talking about specifically the 5 negotiation topics, the 5 primary topics that are going to happen in any kind of real estate transaction once you start making offers on homes. The first one is, you got it, everybody's got this one, price. Price is obviously the top. It's one of the first ones that we're going to discuss when we actually start breaking this stuff down. And this is important to discuss because the Colorado real estate contract is 18 pages long. Actually, I think it's over 20 now, with lots of stuff in it that cannot even be manipulated, but it's required to be in there by attorneys that have gotten their hands on it, and it is super long and very daunting the first time you look at it, which is why I like to walk my buyers through the top 5 areas that we're going to need to discuss once we look at actually submitting an offer. And like I said, that first one is price. So price is almost always the first thing that folks come to when they see a list price on a house. And the thing that's important to remember about that list price is not like a brand new price tag when you go to Walmart and you're looking at getting I don't know, like a box of tissue paper, and that's how much Walmart charges for it. List price on a home is really kind of arbitrary, and it really depends on where that listing agent or where that person has decided to list that house. Because you have some people that list way more than what they should be listing because they're trying to, they think that's the way they're going to maximize their dollar amount on what they're going to get from the home. We have other folks that list way below what the actual value is because they're trying to drum up as much attention as possible and trying to establish some kind of a competition on the price of the home. And then you've got the middle of the road, which is where you're really going to see most homes where they're going to be priced based on exactly where the comps are currently. And that is usually where you're going to see a lot of homes listed. But folks get hung up a lot on list price, especially in today's market, because the first thought that goes through their head is, well, I'm not going to pay anything more than list price. Well, you need to understand list price is really arbitrary. The price of the home is what the home is going to sell for. That's what happens when a home actually closes and you see what that final price was, and the market is going to dictate that. So if we're in a hot seller's market like we currently are right now, you're more than likely going to see the home in a very competitive area for a very competitive type home. You're going to see that home have multiple offers, and more than likely those multiple offers are going to create that supply and demand, and it's going to drive that price up above list. If you're in a buyer's market, you're going to see the exact opposite happen, where you've got lots of listings out there, not a whole lot of buyers, and you're going to see the price of the home, or the purchase price of the home, go below list. So I know it's very difficult to kind of wrap your head around that sometimes, because more than likely you haven't bought in a hot seller's market. We've been in a buyer's market for quite a while, and now we've seen this in the last couple years, and a lot of folks have a hard time understanding that. So just understand, the list price on a home is not like, it's not exactly what that house is worth necessarily all the time. That's what I'm here for, to help you identify that by pulling those comparables and then helping you identify what an appraiser might appraise that home for as well. So that's what I'm here to help you do. So the second thing that we're going to talk about on the negotiation side So the second thing we're going to talk about on the negotiation side is the terms. So terms is the second piece that is going to be of negotiation value on the contract itself. And when I talk about terms, I'm talking about your earnest money deposit that's going down on the home. I'm also talking about down payment, like how much of a down payment you're looking at putting down, your financing that you're letting them know you have. Are you an all cash buyer? Are you financing? Are you a VA? Are you an FHA? These are all terms that as a seller starts receiving offers, especially if they're getting multiple offers, they're going to start looking through to see which one's going to be the strongest to what they think their house is going to sell for. In reality, it really depends on the seller and how well they've been educated by their listing agent as well. But that's part of what I do is step in, talk to that listing agent. I can get a good feel for what it seems like they've kind of set the parameters for on there so that I can make sure we set the terms of your offer in such a way that it will help guarantee that you are a top offer that they're looking at. The third major topic we're going to discuss for negotiations on a contract are going to be the dates. So, and that's not just the date of when you're going to close. I mean, that's obviously one of the first ones that people go to. And typically folks are looking at anywhere from 30 to a 45-day closing is what they're preferring on it. But it's also dates of inspections and when those are going to get done, dates of the appraisal and when those need to get done by. All the little dates and deadlines that are contingencies or, setbacks or not setbacks, but barriers that need to be crossed in order to get from when you made that offer to closing. Those are all negotiation techniques as well and negotiable dates that are in there. And there are ways to manipulate those to make those as strong as possible so that you get taken care of as the buyer, but it also makes the offer look super professional and super strong to those sellers when it comes through to them and they're sitting there looking at it and saying, this is a very well written offer. The fourth portion that we're going to talk about for negotiations on an offer are your inclusions and exclusions. Meaning, are you going to leave the washer and dryer? Is there an extra refrigerator that we're going to leave in the basement? Or is it going to get excluded? The washer and dryer are going to get excluded. Different stuff along those lines. And it's important to know, and it's important to have a real estate agent that knows this as well. But some of that stuff is really going to be dictated by what kind of loan you're getting because like a VA loan isn't going to allow types of personal property to be included on the contract itself. And there's ways to write that into different types of negotiations and documents that we can do to help protect you on the buyer side and actually get those for you, but they can't necessarily be placed on the contract itself. And sometimes we'll put them on the contract knowing full well that the bank is going to require us to pull them off, and then we just separate them and we put them on a bill of sale or something along those lines. It'll actually happen when the home closes as well. So those are other negotiation points that happen within the contracts and the offer that goes through themselves as well. And then the last major topic we're going to talk about in the 5 major negotiation subject areas for an offer for a buyer going forward are going to be contingencies. And whether or not we're going to have contingencies or not have contingencies. The more contingencies that we have written into a contract and a seller's market is going to look a lot weaker to a seller for the simple fact that they're going to see all that and they're going to wonder, well, is this person really serious or they're just looking for ways to try to haggle me down on the price even more or get out of it because they're just a weak buyer in that aspect. Whereas taking some contingencies out can offer a much stronger look and could actually catapult you to the top of the list if that is something that you're willing to consider. But that is the 5th major negotiation technique. And I just want to, before we leave today, I just want to mention this. So something that's extremely important also is having a real estate agent that's on your side that knows how to write strong offers. I both list homes and I help buyers find homes. So I help sellers and buyers. And I can't tell you how many times as a listing agent, I see the most poorly written offers come through. And it makes you wonder, does this person do this professionally? Like, what is going on? And a lot of that's because sometimes agents, they only do a few deals a year. They don't do very many very often, so they're just not really on top of their game in that aspect. A lot of times too, maybe they're just careless. They're not sitting there and they're looking through the actual offer itself, but a very well-written offer says tons to that listing agent on whether or not they're going to be working with a professional professional on the other side or if they're going to be working with an amateur. And that is one of the ways that I get my buyers, usually on their first or second offer that they make, we've got an offer that's accepted. A lot of that happens with education before we actually go out and start looking at homes and making offers that I help provide to you on exactly the way the market is acting currently right now. But in today's market, that's huge because there's tons of agents out there. It takes them 10 to 15 offers in today's market to finally get their clients in on a house and to get ready to go and basically set up. So something to definitely think about when you're choosing your agent out there. I'm a high-performing, high-octane agent that is going to get you into a home and get you into where you want to live very quickly and very effectively. So something to think about for sure. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you can go through this and actually think through ways that it can help you and your offers that are being written for you in those 5 major areas for negotiations within the purchase of a home. And once again, this is James Dean with James Dean Mountain Real Estate Team. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when a new one comes out. We've got new videos coming out weekly for this channel, so that way you can get maximum education and maximum experience of what's happening here in the Woodland Park area. And I hope to hear from you soon. See you later.